A show of support for Ukraine lights up the famed Eiffel Tower tonight.
The Paris landmark was lit up blue and yellow, the colors of the Ukraine flag, to show support for the war-torn country on the eve of the first anniversary of the Russian invasion. France is one of many European allies of Ukraine since the start of the war. WSFA 12 News Washington correspondent Peter Zampa is joining us live from the nation's capital. And Peter, President Joe Biden is back from speaking with NATO allies in Poland and his surprise trip to Ukraine. What is he saying ahead of the anniversary of the Russia-Ukraine war?
Yeah, good evening, Sally and Rosanna. Really, it's the same line we've been hearing for about a year. Unwavering support for the people of Ukraine and assistance to the people of Ukraine when it comes to staving off this invasion from Russia. I spoke to the National Security Council press secretary today, John Kirby, about some of the fatigue we might be seeing from Americans when it comes to supporting Ukraine. After all, their taxpayer dollars are going there. Their military equipment is going over there to help in that effort. And he said he wants Americans to think about two things as we come up on this one-year anniversary. The first one, independence. It's a foundational ideal in this country, and it's something we should support elsewhere for democracies, especially when they're trying to stave off our adversaries being aggressive and trying to invade their countries. And the second thing is, imagine what happens if the U.S. does drop its support and Putin is allowed to just run rampant, not just in Ukraine, but across Europe and on a global scale. It's something that could have serious global implications and end up at the doorstep of the United States. So those are two things the White House wants folks to focus on ahead of tomorrow's anniversary.
The latest move in the DOJ investigation into the January 6th insurrection, subpoenas for Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. What impact could this have on the investigation?
Well, the impact makes it clear that Jack Smith, the special counsel, is willing to go to any lengths to investigate, to go through the process to figure out who in Trump's orbit knew what about his attempts to overturn the 2020 election. These two folks, Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump, both testified before the January 6th committee in front of Congress, but again, they had no jurisdiction to criminally charge anyone, so this is taking it a step further. This is Jack Smith saying, frankly, no one is off limits. We're going to go to the depths of Trump's orbit to find the people closest to him, to find out what they knew and take the special investigators inside the mind of former President Trump.
And Peter, the House Judiciary Committee held a hearing at the southwest border today. What's the purpose of that?
So that hearing is actually still ongoing, and we've been watching it. And really, the purpose is to paint this picture that the Biden administration is responsible for what they call a crisis at the southwest border, at the border in the south. They're hearing testimony from folks from Yuma County, from Yuma, Arizona, a sheriff there, a county supervisor there, a medical professional there, to really paint a picture of a strain that illegal immigration has on their services. And this is all in an effort from this Judiciary Committee to discredit the Trump administration, specifically the Homeland Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, as they try to impeach him, and to show that they are solely responsible for what's going on at the southwest border. Now, we should say no Democrats are participating in this, and I think that was going to be the case as soon as they came out with the hearing title. It's titled the Biden Border Crisis Part 2. So not much enticement for Democrats to participate.
Our Washington correspondent Peter Zampa, thank you so much for keeping us up to date on what is happening in our nation's capital.
Thanks.